Hey guys, my name is Ray, and today's the day that I have an awesome live stream for you guys. And before I even start, guys, I just wanted to tell you guys that I am a little bit sick. So, I might cough here and there, so bear with me. And there is somebody outside my building who is being extremely noisy today. So, bear with me on that. But everything else, man, I'm super hype. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for joining me live. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat who is joining me. I want to give a shout out to Amanda Duncan, the one true David Adams, John Haymaker, Chrissy of Oldstones, Game of Theories with Marie. Let's see who else. Meriden Mormont, Living My Rhapsody, Mara Jade, Proto Peach, and everybody else who's in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, I'm super excited. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. Like I said, I was so sick. This week, I thought I was gonna bite the dust, my people. Like, I thought I was definitely gonna bite it. It was crazy how sick I was. But again, I'm happy to be here today, right? You got your weekly dose of Rayz today. So while I was away, we had a bunch of news, and we finally got which prequel we will get, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. We're not going to be on too long today, so I'm glad that a bunch of you guys are here live. But I wanted to talk about, some of the stuff that I want to see in the prequels, some of the stuff we already know, the time that they're basing the prequel on, and all that good stuff. So, again, I'm super excited, I'm super hyped, and I'm super happy that everybody in the chat looks like everybody's on their A game today. So, I'm not on my A game, but I'm really excited, though. So, let's dig right into this. So this week, it was announced that we would be getting our prequel, like I said, and it is being based off of oh shit, we already got a donation, oh man, from Azora Hype, my man Kyle. Thanks for that donation. Kyle donating, he says donation train started. Thank you, my brother. Nah, man, it's crazy. I feel like it's been like forever that I've been on YouTube. It's, I think, only been like a week, but I mean, still, it feels like forever. But thanks, Kyle, for that. Shout out to Azora Hype, and hopefully we have something with Azora Hype coming on soon on the channel, so I'm really excited for that. It's going to be ultra dope. Like, I'm telling you, I'm still working on the good stuff. But let me get back into the Age of Heroes. So it was announced that we would be getting the Age of Heroes as the prequel. And basically, this could be covering a lot of stuff. And the way that they're kind of like, pointing it out and setting it up, it's looking like it's going to be something that is going to be vaguely based off of what George R.R. Martin has given us in a lot of like A World of Ice and Fire and a lot of like previous stuff that we've heard in the World of Ice and Fire, right? So I'm really excited about that, and there are some things that I'm very excited in particular as to watching and seeing, you know what I mean, and to see how they give us a fresh look on it. So I'm super excited for that, don't get me wrong. But it's one of those things that when I first heard it, I was a bit scared. I thought, well, this could be a little bit iffy because I don't want them to go over the whole long night thing and just be like, you know what I mean? Like, because it could be scary if they go through the long night again and it's just a rethread of everything. And, we're just going back to the same well, the White Walkers and all that. But no, it's looking like they're going to switch things up from what we might be expecting, and I'm really hyped. I'm really excited. And also, there's not going to be any dragons in this, because at the Age of Heroes, there were no dragons, so in Westeros. So I'm pretty hyped about that. I'm really excited. But let's see some of the comments, what you guys are saying. Glad you are on the mend. Thank you, Mara Jade. Let's see. One True David Adams says, we got our A game if you don't. Thank you. I'm happy for that, though, because like I'm telling you, it's been a crazy week. I was so sick that I even missed work. Like my job, I missed like 3 days at work because I was that, like, I don't know what it is in New York, but everybody's sick. It's really insane. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm just really hyped. I'm happy to be here today. But all right, let's see what else is in the chat. Yo, I don't know, man. I don't know what topic you. Let me know in the chat what topic you guys want me to talk with Azora Hype on the episode of Fight the Night that I'm gonna have him on. I want to know what topics do you want me to talk with Azora Hype Kyle? because it's gonna be dope. I still haven't started recording them because I got sick, and I have some awesome stuff coming with Marie and Stacy Smith. So I'm really excited for all of that. I have some other YouTubers that I will not announce yet, but everybody, of course, knows that I'm gonna have Azora Hype Kyle on it. So I'm really excited for that. But let's dig back into this Age of Heroes thing. So it was announced that Jane Goldman would be the showrunner for this prequel. We still don't know what it's going to be named, or at least I don't know. You know what I mean? Last time I checked, it was still not announced. So it's going to be extremely, extremely interesting. Hell, it could be named Age of Heroes, and I think that would sound dope as hell anyways. But I was kind of like, all right, let's see who this person is, because I never really heard of the name Jane Goldman before this until you look her up, and then she has like a sick track record of projects. She's worked on Kick-Ass. She's been in X-Men First Class. She wrote some of that. She also worked on X-Men Days of Futures Past, which I loved. I think these are the best two X-Men movies, probably besides like the solo ones like Logan and Deadpool. I think these were like the two best ones. She also worked on the both Kingsman movies. I think she helped write the first one. We see our boy Pedro Pascal in Kingsman, the second one, the Golden Circle. So, I mean, I'm really excited. I think it's really dope. And this actually got me really excited to see what she's bringing to the table, especially if they selected this one. That must mean that she's bringing some fire with this like prequel. So I'm telling you, like I'm sick right now, and I'm like extremely excited about it. That's how like freaking out I am about it. Let's see. One True David Adams says, "Fight the Night is an amazing name for the series, Ray. I love that topic. I don't know about. I mean, I don't know, man. That is the name of the series I'm gonna be doing with other YouTubers and other people who even watch, who aren't that big of creators, and people who even are viewers. You know what I mean? I've had people approach me that they have stuff, and I just want to fan out with them. Like, you know what I mean? I want to ask them the questions and talk about stuff that you guys want to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff that you probably wouldn't want to ask. I want you guys to tell me so that I could ask these YouTubers and other people. And it's going to be extremely dope. I'm telling you, it's going to be really, I'm really excited about it. I probably might talk in one of them just about this prequel, because it is that big of a deal for, the Game of Thrones community. But it's, like I said, this lady, Jane Goldman, she seems like she has her shit straight. I'm really excited about it. For the most part, she seems like she has the experience of writing. I'm not sure if she knows how to run the show, especially if it's something like Game of Thrones related, that we know tends to be extremely, on a large scale. It might be on a smaller scale now that you don't have these big threats like dragons, and we might not have like the White Walkers as like the main thing. Like, you know what I mean? We still have to see how they play in with the Children of the Forest and all these other things. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think that it is going to be interesting to see a female perspective. And don't get me wrong, I'm not of the mindset that like we need 100% of female, because like don't get me wrong, I love perspective. I love different diversity and stuff, but I don't like the narrative that I see a lot of mainstream media has, right? Because a lot of mainstream media tends to belittle and attack D&D, and they say that they have a lot of like misogynistic and a lot of like untasteful things, and it could be true, you know what I mean? I do agree on in a certain sense, but I also feel that it is being widely overblown, the fact that like, because we do live in a day and age that now everything is politically correct. So I do believe that it is cool to have different perspective. I like to have perspective from people, different gender, because it is true there is a lot of one-sided nudity in Game of Thrones. I don't want to be seeing no wee-wees or anything, But I understand from the female perspective, if you see the female, you want to see the same for the male. So I understand that. That being said, I think that it is being extremely overblown. The fact that there is a female perspective because there are a lot of females who work in Game of Thrones. Like, so I'm excited for it because I see that she is someone who has experience with these big things. Like, you know what I mean? X-Men ain't no joke, and she's been in two of them. Kingsman was a pretty big movie. Kick-Ass, it was a franchise as well. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. I am 100% like, I have zero doubt that it's going to be awesome in my mind. But I was setting up, some of these aren't working right now. I set up some of the things that I wanted to see. Only 3 of them were working, some of these slideshows. The other ones, I didn't have enough time to set them up properly. So I wanted to talk about some of the things that I want to see in any spin-off, anything of that sort, the Age of Heroes and maybe the First Long Night. Anything around these fabled times in Westeros. This is what I want to see. All right? So let me dig right into this because we just got to talk about it. I want to see how Valyrian steel swords came into possessions. And this may sound corny. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. But I am extremely excited, and I want to see how some of these Valyrian steel swords, like Ice, Heart's Bane, all these, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see how these swords came into their possession, maybe how that's made. I know it's something so small, but I want to see it so badly. I don't know what it is about it that it just intrigues me so much that we might actually get to see more Valyrian steel and just maybe the process and, like, these legends behind these swords and these people who wielded and, like, Brand the Builder and all these little things. I'm so excited because we might actually get to see it. That being said, Amanda Duncan says, yes, that is a cool idea. I mean, that's one of the things I just love how we might actually get, because I don't think we might get to see how it's made in the current show, but hey, we might actually get to see it in the spinoff, in the prequel, and to me that's super exciting. So, anything along those lines. For example, Brand the Builder. If we could see Brand the Builder, or what the hell is happening there, because there is something a little bit more there. And I've talked with Marie and Stacy, and they have an awesome thought on that. I don't want to get too much into none of that, into the Brand the Builder stuff, but because it is going to be on Fight the Night soon. So, but I mean, it's just something that it's so intriguing. Like, yo, is Brand the Builder the original Night King, like the Night King? Are we going to see it? Landed Clever, how did he get his castle? All that good stuff. We get to see it play out. It's going to be dope. It's going to be extremely dope. I had to mute the mic because I coughed. That's exactly what I was about to say, Marie. That was exactly what I was about to say. I 100% hope that they get a great cast, because the cast of Game of Thrones as is right now is great. It's perfect, in my opinion. I always say it. I'll take this to the grave. Kit Harington maybe should have been a little bit taller. I don't know. Probably a little bigger dude, but I think that it was cast perfectly. I think that that's what you need. You know what I mean? Because it's funny. I've seen people draw Landed Clever, and I just have like a vision of what he should look like. He should look like a slick Littlefinger or something. You know what I mean? Just like with that blonde hair though. So I have like images of what I think these people look like, but it is going to be interesting to see how they cast them and how well they actually fit into these epic. Because remember, the Age of Heroes is like the formative time of Westeros. Like, this is what set up everything that we see now in the show as is. So I'm really excited, and I'm really interested in seeing how they cast this show. Because, I mean, let's just look at some of the people that they cast. For example, Bran. Bran, he's cast great, but this kid grew way too fast. Like, you know what I mean? And by the standards of what his size should be in the story, I think that he's too big. But we could all look past that. You know what I mean? You don't really notice because he's not walking that much. Only in like visions and stuff. But he is extremely tall. You have people like Hodor. To me, Hodor was like is one of those castings that you don't really put that much mind into it, but then like it just works so freaking well. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for stuff like that. Hell, even Grey Worm. You have people like Daenerys. Daenerys was great, especially when you look at who they were going to cast before this one. I think that it ended up working perfectly, beautifully. I mean, Jaime Lannister. You have Cersei. You have the Hound. You have all these characters. Gendry, Davos. Oh my God! Can you imagine anybody else playing Davos? Because I can't. I just can't. And oh, Gwendolyn Christie. Oh my God, she's just like Brienne all over. Like I can't even imagine anybody else. Podrick with his cheesy face. God knows what he did to those brothel women, those brothel workers. We still don't know to this day. But I mean, it's one of those things that it's going to be extremely interesting to see how they cast this show, because I think that could make or break the show. You know what I mean? Shout out to BBM who's joined us. Tyrion Lance Stark Jr., Imp's Delight. Shout out to you. Let's see who else that I have not seen. Shout out to everybody else who's joined us. All right, so next up, we have the Long Night, the White Walkers, and the Children of the Forest. I'm so mixed on this. I'm so mixed on this because how much do you incorporate of this into the whole story, right? Because while it might sound dope now, if you put too much of the White Walkers into it and you make them too big of a thing, it could be a repeat of the story, and I wouldn't want that. You know what I mean? I want to see maybe some more of the political game of it all. You know what I mean? Like at the beginning of Game of Thrones, that was really dope. Hell, I would even like to see some of like Valyria if we could get that. Like, you know what I mean? Because remember, we could have a little spin-off. We could have these minor characters that might serve the story in Westeros travel to Valyria. We could have them travel to Ashai, YT, or these awesome places, and I would like legit love to see some of these other spots, because yeah, we don't have dragons like as regulars on the show on this prequel, but it would still be dope to see like a Valyria. You know what I mean? That would be awesome to me. All right, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. All right, so Mackenzie says D&D didn't have the resume for this level of show and got it. This new series with a creative person and level of experience is way better. Now, I'm not gonna act like I'm like some big show Hollywood, you know what I mean, like producer and stuff like that, because I'm not. I just have this YouTube channel, and I like to make things look dope and whatever. But if there's one thing that you have to learn when you taking any task in life, whenever you're working with other people and you have like people who lead divisions, you have to learn when to hand out assignments, like when not to what would be the way to, when not to stick your nose in when you shouldn't. Like, you know what I mean? You have to know when to choose your battles, and you have to have a certain vision of things, right? Because D&D, while yes, in the beginning of the show, they did not have the resume for it. While they built up to like this epicness that Game of Thrones is now, they learned. and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But I mean, if you just put somebody, let's say for example, if you were to remove D&D from season 6 or season 7 on, and you put somebody who's never done it, like they were in the beginning of the series, you would have failed the fail would have been so huge. And I truly believe that because they yes, they did not have the experience, but they developed it. You know what I mean? So they had George help them in the beginning. They have the idea of what they want, and then they just started getting more experience. They started testing people out who was good. Because look, Hard Home was in season 5. Hard Home, right? And then you have Miguel Sapochnik in every season since then, right? No, yeah, you have him in every season. No, wait, did he? Yeah, you have him in every season since then. So, like, you just have to, or did Miguel Sapochnik work in season 7? I don't know. I think I'm drawing a blank. I don't think he did. He? Damn. I think I had heard a rumor, but did he? Damn, I'm blanking out right now. Let me know in the chat. But if you do not meet him, who else would have been directing Battle of the Bastards? Who else would have been directing Beyond the Wall and all these other epic episodes? So you need people to delegate work too. You know what I mean? And that comes through experience, trial and error. So, you know, I do agree with that they didn't have the experience, but they built it out. The thing that I like about Jane Goldman is that, yes, she's not a director or anything, but she will have her directors. But she has been in huge properties like X-Men, Kingsman, Kick-Ass, and all that stuff. Like, and the thing is that most of the stuff she's been in is really good. Like, Kick-Ass 1 is a really good movie. X-Men Days of Future Past and X-Men First Class, really good movie. So, all of that being said, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really dope, and I'm really optimistic. Yeah, and I do agree with you, Mackenzie. This new series with a creative person of her level of experience is going to be way better. So Mackenzie's spot on with that. All right. So because this is BBM says so because this is happening, we ain't going to get the origin of the Night King in season 8. Because if we do, we already seen it, and then they put it in the prequel. I don't think that necessarily is the case. Just because I don't think that necessarily is the case because, yes, we could get an abbreviated version of it, of what happened. Because we know that the Night King does all this effed up shit in the future, right? But we could still see an abbreviated version of it in season 8, and I think we can still get like a satisfying, prolonged version of it in the prequel. Because, for example, I'm not sure BBM if you watch Naruto or Boruto, but anybody this week who hasn't seen Boruto, this might be a bit of a spoiler, or if you do or you don't, but it's an anime that I watch, and they did a movie, right? And they did this movie of Naruto. They had this animated movie, and they did it. And then in the actual TV show, the cartoon or the anime, they ended up doing the same arc, but they just applied it, you know, to basically the show. And to be honest, the show version is so much better than the movie. Like, there's like depth and perspective and emotion, and I was like, damn, like this shit had me tearing up almost. I was like, damn, like, and they show you like it's incredible how when you have like something like a TV show, you just get one shot from somebody else's point of view and see them seeing something, it could change everything. So, you know what I mean? Like, we might see some of the Children of the Forest perspective as to why they did it. You know what I mean? To me, that would be something way interesting if we get the Night King's perspective on why he hates them. You know what I mean? Maybe in the future we would get the Children of the Forest. So I think that it could still work. You know what I mean? I don't think that necessarily because we get one, we won't get the other. Because I think that, you know, it's still dope to get both. You know what I mean? Chrissy of Oldstone says the prequel probably is going to be better than season 8. I agree. I honestly believe that that could very much be a possibility. That could definitely be a possibility. Chrissy of Oldstone says hashtag save Davos. I think Davos is gonna live. I mean, but then again, he kept mentioning how he lived to the ripe old age that he's in. You know that in Game of Thrones, that's like a big no-no. You just don't do stuff like that because when you do, you die, and then that's messed up. Like, you know what I mean? You end up biting the dust. I don't even know why I have these headphones on, to be honest. Hashtag IHOB in Westeros. That's what we need to do. We need to open an IHOB in Westeros. A bit off topic. What do you guys think about this whole IHOB turning to IHOB turning to IHOB? I know it's a funny topic, but all right. Let me see. Wait. All right. Sarah P says, "Yeah, but a prequel with people you know a lot about, then the story is a bit of a mess. Like Solo, you know, when Han will survive, so will Chewie and Lando, and Han will get." Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand what you're saying, but the good thing about it is, in my opinion, is that when you have a property like A Song of Ice and Fire, right? You have all of Game of Thrones and all that stuff. Then you have that, and then you look at it. It's not really much elaborated, right? Like, it's not that much stuff there that, you know, it'll be like crazy, or it'll be like, you know, messing the continuity of anything up. Like, yeah, we've heard about Bran the Builder, but what do you really know about Bran the Builder? Do you know that Bran the Builder is the same person? Like, is the Bran the Builder that built Storm's End the same one that built the wall? Like, you don't know that, you know what I mean? So I think that it does open an interesting perspective that we don't know. We know, but we don't know. You know what I mean? So I think that that's dope. Because, yeah, like you mentioned, we know that in Solo, Han Solo, Chewie, and Lando all survive. But we get to... Because to me, I think that a lot of us... I think that this story, the prequel, the Age of Heroes, is so rich with characters that we already know just as much. Not just as much, because of course I know because I have a YouTube channel, and you guys know because you've read all the books and you guys are like super fans as well. But a lot of people know these characters. A lot of these characters have been referenced in Game of Thrones, so I think it'll be definitely interesting to see how they do it. I also believe that it is not going to be 100% canon. I wanted to talk about this. I don't think that it's going to be canon 100%, just due to the simple fact that in Game of Thrones, the show right now, Game of Thrones, for example, I don't know if you guys remember, they took Aemon and made him the Mad King's uncle, not his great uncle, and or not his grand uncle, or whatever the term would be in English. But it's not that they have like two generations. No, it's Aerys is Aegon the Fifth's Targaryen's son, the Mad King is in the show. So that's the way that they did it. Remember when Jon is talking with Aemon, that's how they did it. So I think that they will do that with the TV show to make it work. I don't think that it's going to be 100% canon to the novels or to, you know, the books. I think that they said that they're going to loosely take stuff from the books, but I mean, I just don't see them, you know, like, I think they're gonna take characters from A World of Ice and Fire and like Westeros, but I think they're gonna rearrange a lot of things. I don't think it's gonna be straight up a carbon copy of what the books are. You know what I mean? One True David Adams says, no, he didn't at Rayz Alba. All right, let's see. All right, guys, give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, so I'm back. So let me see what's up with this chat. Now what you got? I had to let somebody in the house. That's what it was. Usually, when I'm live streaming, everybody's like always like on tippy toes because New York is already mad quiet. But uh, I'm back. All right, let's see. BBM says, for example, The Walking Dead people came on and worked on the show, left, and they kept adding and adding and adding, and it went shitty and shitty and shitty. I mean, I understand that from a perspective, but I mean, if you have one vision, and it seems like they do, they have like one canon, one thing that they all like follow, right? Which is, I think they're gonna follow the world book. I think that it is going to be a little bit more easier, to say the least. But I think that George is going to be overseeing it a lot more than he did recently with like the recent seasons of Game of Thrones. I personally think that I think it's going to work out. You know what I mean? I just hope that it's her. She's the showrunner, and then she has a team, where it's not just like, you know what I mean? Like you said, multiple showrunners just coming on and on and on, because that would make it shitty. Because you need to have one vision, one story, and then see it through. And I think that that does mess up a lot of shows. Like, you know what I mean? When they have multiple people with multiple opinions and point of views, you set one thing up. Like, for example, you set a great example, The Walking Dead. I don't watch The Walking Dead, but in my opinion, in my honest opinion, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now, spoiler alert for The Last Jedi if you haven't seen it, but I feel that Star Wars The Last Jedi did a very bad thing, that it just retconned a lot of the stuff that J.J. Abrams set up. And when you have a year and a half or 2 years expecting something that was set up and you want it paid off, and then that isn't paid off, I think that you're treading down dangerous waters. And I think that's what happened with Rian Johnson in The Last Jedi. Like, for example, Ray's parentage, Luke Skywalker, all these things that he kind of altered from what was set up previously. And some things worked, some things didn't. But when they don't work out, it could ruin a franchise. I feel like Star Wars The Last Jedi was under par for what I was expecting. But I saw Solo, and I honestly enjoyed Solo a lot. It was funny, maybe because I went in with a very low bar, but it wasn't a huge scale thing. But it was entertaining. It was fun, but it worked. But I think that suffered because of the previous movie, The Last Jedi. But I don't know, man. I'm very optimistic when it comes to this prequel. Amanda Duncan says, if they say that they didn't have enough CGI budget for Ghost and Nymeria both this season, I will revolt too. Well, I do agree that they definitely have to have the direwolves in this season. That being said, I hope that they don't have the direwolves in the battle for too long, because that means that they will die. And to be honest, I really want to see a scene with Ghost and Daenerys. Like, you saw how Daenerys had that moment with Jon Snow and Drogon meets Jon and stuff. I hope that we have a similar scene like that when it comes to Daenerys and Ghost. I want to see Ghost smell Daenerys and like welcome her, or not snarl at her or whatever it is, because we know that the Direwolves have a special connection with their owners, and Rob, especially with Grey Wind. Remember, he didn't. Grey Wind didn't like the phrase and stuff. So I think it would be interesting to see that play out in season 8. I would really like to see that, but I don't know. These showrunners are a little bit iffy when it comes to their budgets. Like, I feel like they put budget. Oh, we didn't show Ghost because we wanted to show a freaking polar bear. Like, don't get me wrong, the polar bear scene was cool, but it was so blurry in that snow that I don't think it was worth it. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like some crazy, like, oh, shit for me. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I would have preferred to see Ghost in Winterfell, to be honest. Sean Perry says, if they need Valyrian steel, when they go back to where Dany locked her handmaid in the vault was empty. But I mean, I think that if we do have the prequels, we definitely have to have Valyrian steel all over the place, because that's what it was said. You know what I mean? Multiple people. Like, it would be interesting. You know what would be interesting, though? If some of these swords, we see them throughout the Age of Heroes, and they have certain names, like certain stories, before they were turned into ice or Heart's Bane or like Bright Roar was, I think, was what you call it, Lannister's sword, Valyrian steel sword. We won't see Dark Sister or Blackfire, because the Targaryens won't be in Westeros. So you know what I mean? But I mean, I would be extremely excited to see Valyrian steel. I think it has to happen. All right, let's see. Winter David Adams, quote unquote, effed up shit. Rayz the Alba in 2018. Yep, you can quote me on that. Mackenzie says, D&D naiveness really showed when they were forcing CGI team to make a zombie polar bear every season, but they didn't cave until 100% necessary for the story development. I mean, again, I would have preferred to see Ghost with Jon Snow a couple of times in the season, him traveling with him, and had maybe Drogon and Ghost face to face or something like that, or maybe like Ghost and Rhaegal or something, like Bond or some shit. That would have been dope to kind of hint that maybe this is Jon's dragon or something. I think that would have been extremely dope. But they don't think. I guess they didn't think so. Bree BM says, nope, I don't watch Naruto, but One Piece is my shit. I mean, Boruto was dope this week, man. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. Shout out to Tina Sarah. I'm not sure if I shouted Tina out, but shout out to Tina, who's one of the 20 good men and women. Yo, and I know, I'm telling you, I was so sick this week. It was ridiculous, guys. Like, it was really bad. I was really tripping out. Like I hadn't touched my computer like in a week, and my computer's been bugging out too. Oh, Connie Super, you said something. It's funny because that was one of the things I was gonna say. I want to see the savage Starks. I want to see the Starks conquering the North. I want to see them not just goody two shoes and honor and shit. No, 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 no. I want to see them wrestling a bear or whatever. Like, I want to, I want to, shit. Like, I want to see like those nitty gritty Starks against the Boltons and wars and battles. Like, don't get me wrong. If we don't get dragons and stuff in like CGI and shit like that, or like direwolves, I could live without that. But you have to give us battles like battles of the bastards, and like we have to see like battles at sea with like the Greyjoys and the whole formation of that house and everything. Like we have to see all that shit because if you're taking from somewhere, you have to give somewhere else. So I would be. That's one of the things that I'm really excited about, seeing all these houses battle it out and basically go at each other to try to conquer everything before, they were separated into seven kingdoms, because we know the Andals came in and pushed everybody beyond the neck, basically the first men and whatnot. So I'm really excited. I hope that it comes out to be dope. But one of the best things I think is about, like, if they could capture the political the political story behind all of like seasons 1 to 4, the way that they did those 4 seasons, like the political plotting and all that stuff, if they could do that, I think that it would be awesome. It's going to be a great show. If they could capture that, it would be great. It would definitely work out 100%. Damn, Tina, why you trying to kill Ghost? Tina out here saying Ghost barbecue with ghost peppers. Ghost barbecue with ghost peppers. So Herb Coswell has a question. Q&A, let's see. So I wanted to ask, in the quote for the spinoff, they mentioned that they will, wait, they mentioned we will learn the true origin of the White Walkers. So does that mean that the Night King is not the first White Walker? That is interesting because, like I was saying earlier, it'll be interesting to see the origin of the White Walkers and see it kind of like, play out. Oh, this is the origin. Because, like, we could have it go 2 ways, in my opinion. We could either have a very abbreviated version again, or we could just go full-fledged, instead of dragons, instead of like direwolves, instead of like these crazy beasts and like magic and shit. We could go Children of the Forest, the First Men, White Walkers, the first Battle for the Dawn, the building of the wall. We could go like full in, like, you know what I mean? It's like you could either half-ass it or fully commit. And I hope that they fully commit to everything. I just hope that they do it in a way that it's not repeating, right? Because, like you said, is it that we're just going to see the origin of the first, of the Night King? And is he the first, like the first White Walker? And is that like the first time they created it? I don't think so. Because I've always been of the mindset that when the Children of the Forest did what they did and what we saw Bran, they said, yes, that was when they created the White Walkers, right? Or the first White Walker that they have now. But do you just randomly go putting shit into people? Like, oh, let me just go put this shit in somebody's chest. This will probably turn. You don't do that, right? So I think that they probably did do that before, or there was some pretense before this to like more White Walkers. You know what I mean? Like a true origin. And I think that we might see something like that. They maybe created one, killed it, and then they were like, oh wait, let's create another one. So that's what I think they might do. I don't think that the first, I don't think that the Night King or the White Walker that we saw them create is the first one. I think that that's maybe the first one of this group that we see currently in the story, but I don't think that that is, because it's, you know, it's the same actor now than when he's tied to the tree that's portraying him now, right? So since that's the case, I think yes, that is the same White Walker now, but I think that they created in the past. Remember, the White Walker in the cave had a beard and he looked a little bit different. You know what I mean? Of course, it isn't an exact portrait, but he had a beard. Maybe the beard is showing, because you know, you could put a beard on someone and it could be to show someone is older or wiser, or you know, like in a certain different situation or something. You know what I mean? So, but just off the cuff, I think that we will see this White Walker, but I don't think he's the first. I think that we will see the first White Walker created and possibly, you know, testing out magic, some weird shit. They create the first one. Oh shit, this dude is crazy. They kill the first White Walker, and then they're like, you know what? We might need to make one of those things that we had to burn the other day to fight back these dudes. And then that's when I think we get what we got now. I don't know. But that's just me off the cuff. John Haymaker says, all I want is freaking ice spiders with freaking laser beams on their freaking heads. Bro, you just read my mind. I want ice spiders with laser beams as well. Nah, fuck out of here. But in all seriousness, I do want to see ice spiders because they were very much hinted. I just hope that they could do it a little bit more practical, you know what I mean? That it doesn't look too computer animated and stuff, which I just don't see you being able to do that. Ice spiders as big as hounds. But guys, I'm not going to be on too long today, so, you know, my bad if I'm, you know, it feels like I'm not. I think I might just be here for an hour, maybe like another 10, 15 minutes, and then after that, I'm going to be heading out. Yo, my chat is like a little bit, you know, on the, you know, so bear with me. All right, so I'm gonna change back to the fire background. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed this, you know, the flames and the whatnot. But shout out to Gloria Brown who has joined us. Hi, Gloria. Thanks for joining us. Gloria is one of the 20 Good Men and Women supporters on Patreon. Thank you again, Gloria, and everybody on Patreon for your support. And awesome stuff is coming thanks to you guys. I always have to say that because it really is true. Like, you guys are helping me do stuff on the channel that I probably wouldn't be able to do. Shit, you know what? Let me see. Could I add that? I haven't shown this on. I haven't shown. Can I? Damn. All right. So I will. All right. So I just checked. I can't add it now. But what I'm going to do is after I finish, I'm going to add the new intro for the Fight the Night series that I'm going to be doing. I have an intro that I custom made. I showed it on my Patreon already, but I'm going to upload it to my YouTube channel because I didn't. I hadn't uploaded it, and I just realized that now. I was going to try to show you guys now on the stream, but I guess I'll probably have to show you like that. I have to upload it on the channel. Yeah, my voice is a little bit... Alright, so the chat just jumped on me, so I'm a little bit lost on where I was. So if you guys have anything you guys want to ask or say before I head out, you guys can send it in, and I'll try to be as up to date on the chat as I can. Let me see. BBM says, wait, we see that the Children of the Forest create the Night King on the show? Because wasn't that the same actor? Yeah, exactly. It is the same actor who's portraying him now. I think it is. Last time I checked, that's what it was. The same actor portraying the guy tied to the tree is the same actor portraying him on now as the Night King. So we did see the origin of him, but I don't think that it's the same. Game of Theories Marie says, poor Ray, lots of soup. Yes, I am extremely, so a little bit of a cough, a little bit all over the place. But yeah. Tina Sarah says, get some soup, Ray. Thank you, I will. Yo, I've been on a NyQuil and DayQuil diet for the last couple of days. Game of Theories Marie says, get well soon, Ray. Thank you so much, Tina and Marie, for the super chat. No, yeah, I mean, I like this week I missed 3 days of work. And I really don't miss work. I don't like missing work. I didn't even go live last week because I started feeling a little bit iffy. And I was just like, yo. And then it just got so much worse. But thank God I've been able to edit. I started editing like 2 or 3 videos that I have already recorded. I know I've been saying that like forever it seems, but I actually have them, like, you know what I mean? So that's dope. I'm really happy about that. What the hell? Winter David Adams says, Honey Throat? I saw a movie called that once. Jesus Christ. As soon as I read Honey Throat, I was like, what? Now, yeah, I've been drinking a lot of orange juice. A lot of, like, I love grape juice, orange juice, apple juice. I love all of that. I've been drinking a lot of it recently. But thank you again for the super chat donations, Marie and Tina. Also, Patreon supporters, damn, you guys do so much, and I'm like so thankful and grateful. Thank you. I'm looking over here. It's funny because I set the camera up so I could look at the camera here, like directly at you guys, because I think it's better. It's a lot cooler. But the thing is that the program I use has it like at the bottom, so now I'm looking at myself. But I can't say this enough. Thank you so much always. Thanks to you guys, I can do a lot on this channel. And I necessarily don't have to think about, like, you know what I mean, what YouTube will demonetize or block or whatever. Like, for example, most of my streams are not monetizable because I can't monetize them because I use so much video and stuff. And thanks to your, like, super chats and your donations and stuff, it allows me to keep doing that. You know what I mean? So thank you so much, and it means the world. And thank you so much for the you know, the good words on me getting well too. I think that actually, you know, got me a little bit, you know. All right, let's see. When the words "please pop the hood" came out, I hit mute. Did I say please? I said please pop the hood. I don't know, man. I don't know if I said that. But so I said it last week, but I didn't put it out. Hopefully tomorrow I should have out my hound video. Also, I think I should also have out, maybe this week, also on Patreon, I'll have it out. It's a video that I had about, Tina Sarah says, drink something too. Thank you. Will do. When I get better. Even though, I'm not even gonna lie, like, my family is Dominican, and Dominicans be like, Dominicans always say, like, I remember when I was young, not too young, but like, you know, like 16. My great-great-grandmother was like, I was like, yo, I feel sick. Oh my God, I got a cold. She was like, yo, go drink some rum. Like, that'll just, Dominicans love drinking. Just gonna put that out there. But, yeah, I don't know. I do feel that when you're sick and you drink, you kind of do feel better. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if the alcohol does something to you, but you do feel better. But I just prefer taking NyQuil and DayQuil and trying to get it out of the way ASAP. Oh snap! Thank you, Sarah P. as well. I will feel better soon. That's why I don't want to be on too long because I actually work talking a lot. I talk a lot in my job, and people don't listen, so I have to talk a lot. So basically, I'm trying not to kill my voice. Damn. Shit. Thank you, Tyrion Landstark. Damn, that shit. I'm like, we got a donation train, and I'm about to head out. No, but yo, people do not listen. My voice has been jacked up this week because people do not listen. But thank you to Tyrion Landstark Jr. for. No, let me do the whole name because that whole name is gold. Tyrion Landstark Jr. Imp's Delight. Thank you for the donation and the support. What you call it? Let me see. I'm still under an hour. I said I wanted to stay like in an hour. So I don't know, probably like 7 more minutes. Yo, I'm so upset that I got sick this week. All right, give me a minute, guys. All right, guys. So I got company. Just arrived. You know what I mean? This is my boy, Big Red, Robert. Musician. Yo, show your face. Yo, before I even head out, guys, because I'm about to head out. Show Robert some love in the chat, and I'm gonna tell you why you guys gotta show Robert love in the chat. The microphone that I use to make all my videos, this dude right here gave me that microphone. Like without Robert. Without this dude, I'm not even joking. There is no YouTube channel, no Rayz the Alba YouTube channel. So before I head out, guys, show Robert some love, and I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined me live. And again, thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you everybody who came out today. It's awesome. And man, I'm sick. I'm holding in there. Thank you guys as always. It's a true pleasure. My name is Ray, and peace. Say peace, man.
Peace.
All right, man. We're out, man. Thank you guys. Love you.